Thank you, Patrick. Hello, all. Welcome to our session on Microsoft Entra AI, unlocking entity intelligence with Security Copilot and agents. We will be covering our latest enhancements in Copilot Entra, our Entra agents, and how you can leverage AI for your security needs. Hi, my name is Mamta Kumar. I'm a product manager at Microsoft working on Security Copilot in Entra. Along with me, we have Margaret, Garcia, Fani from our team. We also have our big crew of Security Copilot and Entra engineering experts on this call. We are here to help answer and address any questions you have. Please do use our meeting chat to ask questions as we walk through the content. And based on your use cases and questions, we can also run a few Copilot prompts live and show you some live demos. Let's dive into Security Copilot in Microsoft Entra. You can talk to Copilot using natural language prompts. You can expect Copilot to answer more complex questions, deliver clearer answers, and save you time digging through data. You can run agents to help you with repetitive and long-running tasks. Security Copilot in Microsoft Entra is here to help our IT admins gain efficiencies in their work. We have Security Copilot now embedded in Microsoft's Identity and Access solution, Microsoft Entra. The embedded experience within Microsoft Entra empowers security teams with generative AI capabilities, significantly enhancing the efficiency of security teams through the following key use cases. First, it enables analysts to investigate and resolve identity risks quickly by summarizing the logs and providing recommendations within the context of the tenant and identities in your environment. Second, it lets admins inquire in natural language about interrupted and failed sign-ins and better understand what conditional access policies were applied to troubleshoot faster and eliminate gaps in coverage. It also provides a guided experience for the creation of an identity lifecycle workflow to make it easier to get employees and vendor users access quickly and seamlessly. And third, it unlocks new skills that allow analysts at all levels to complete complex tasks like identity investigation, sign-in log analysis, failures, and more, and save time and resources. As part of our recent enhancements, we have expanded the capabilities for Security Copilot in Entra. You can now leverage Security Copilot for risky users, sign-in logs, access reviews, Entra ID recommendations, license usage, audit logs, lifecycle workflows, groups, users, app risk, and there's more. Domains, tenants, MFA authentication methods, role-based access control, devices, alerts, entitlement management, service level agreements, conditional access, privileged entity management, and global secure access. The newest additions are highlighted with the yellow box, so please give it a try and let us know what you think. Next, let's look at how we can leverage AI with global secure access. We can use natural language to analyze GSA configurations and investigate user access issues. We can create and tailor policies with AI-powered recommendations and custom instructions. Here, you can see how we can investigate what policy blocked Alex from accessing a social media site. Copilot fetches the information and calls out the GSA filtering policy that was enforced to block social networks. Further, you can use natural language to help with complex network analysis. Ask questions about network traffic logs in plain English and get comprehensive results, saving you valuable time and making your work more efficient. For example, you can use a prompt such as show traffic with highest data transfer. Maybe somebody's downloading a lot of content. Show traffic for applications with high risk score. Some application doesn't quite look right, so show me which ones are those and what's going on. And next, show me all traffic going to phishing sites. That's pretty bad. I want to see that right away. The second thing we want to show you today is app risk management. With app risk management in Copilot Entra, we can quickly investigate and remediate risky apps that are registered in Microsoft Entra. You can obtain insights for risky apps, apps with high privileged permissions, apps from outside your tenant, and unused apps in your tenant. If they are not being used, we might as well do something about it because nobody's using them. Especially with apps that are registered outside your tenant, you can use Copilot to quickly identify these apps, find publisher information, and check if anything looks weird. To ensure least privilege, Copilot can help you understand what permissions these applications have. Which of those permissions are highly privileged so you can focus your attention where it matters the most. Let's look at a quick demo. Let's take a look at some of the new things we can do with the latest enhancements with Security Copilot in Entra. List all global admins. List all the authentication methods enabled in my tenant. What are the last 5 GSA changes? Oftentimes, as we are investigating, we aren't quite sure what the last name of the person is. Copilot is able to find that there are more than one. I'm going to be specific. Show last sign-in time for Sanjar. Let's see how Copilot can answer complex multi-stage questions. In this prompt, Copilot is able to find us the answer. It breaks down the intent. First, identifies risky users. Next, it queries the audit logs to see whether any of the risky users registered any new auth methods. Next, coming soon at Ignite, which is next week, let's dive into our approach towards large response handling. Enhance data exploration. As identity and security investigations become more complex, admins often rely on Security Copilot for deep analysis. But there are times when large data sets spanning thousands of entries get truncated or summarized, making it difficult to complete thorough investigations in chat alone. Switching between chat, logs, and portals or exporting data can break the flow, slow down analysis, and reduce confidence in AI generated results. To address this, we are introducing an enhanced data exploration experience within Security Copilot in Microsoft Entra. Now, admins can seamlessly move from Copilot chat to a full visual data grid inside the Microsoft Entra Admin Center. This allows instant exploration of large data sets with every table linked to its underlying Microsoft Graph query for traceability and transparency. This unified workspace simplifies investigation and decision making, providing complete visibility across sign-ins, apps, devices, groups, risky users, and more. Instead of relying on summaries, admins get actionable insights and evidence-based decisions, streamlining every investigation and boosting confidence in the results. Unlike standalone chat experience, Security Copilot in Entra bridges natural language, Microsoft Graph, and visual exploration in one secure workspace, empowering you to investigate further and decide smarter. With enhanced data exploration, which is designed to transform how we interact with complex large data set, it enables full data exploration through natural language, presenting results in interactive grids as you see in the screenshot here. You can see complete and accurate data for all your queries all in one view. This makes Copilot very data-focused responses more intuitive and efficient. Let's look at a quick demo. Give me a list of users in the Human Resources department. Copilot shows us the response in the chat experience. This shows us the top few results. Copilot now comes back and says that there are more users. Using this open list button, we can now see the full and complete response. We can also see the MS Graph query that helps us understand how Copilot came up with the response. You can copy the graph query for use in other tools. Next, coming soon at Ignite next week, let's talk about our major leap forward in admin productivity and security. secure, auditable write actions, now emerging directly in the chat experience for Security Copilot in Microsoft Entra. Admins can now complete privileged actions in seconds, reducing friction, improving productivity, and maintaining strong access governance. Admins often encounter access denied errors in the Entra Admin Center when performing tasks that require elevated privileges, like viewing sign-in logs or listing role assignments. Identifying the correct role, ensuring it's the least privileged option, and then navigating to activate it can be time-consuming and frustrating, and it takes the person out of context from that chat. Imagine you're investigating an issue, and being able to get additional details requires a higher privileged role. Instead of swapping blades to go to PIM roles and elevate and then come back, now you can talk to Security Copilot and PIM elevate without leaving the chat experience. Entra Copilot now enables secure, auditable write actions directly in chat, helping you stay in context without needing you to leave the conversation. With this new capability, Entra Copilot introduces secure write actions, starting with privileged identity management, PIM, just-in-time activations, and intelligent role recommendations all within chat. Using Microsoft's least privileged access framework, Copilot determines the right role for the task, checks the user's eligible assignments, and enables JIT activation seamlessly. Every action is validated, confirmed, RBAC enforced, and audit logged with intelligent elevation, ensuring least privileged access and full traceability. The result is a continuous secure experience, no more switching between portals, guessing roles, or losing momentum mid-task. With safe write actions, you can now act instantly and resolve securely without having to leave the chat experience. With built-in safeguards, the human is in full control. When you see in the screenshot, the human has to click that blue button to activate the role. You can now execute tasks confidently while Copilot handles the complexity. No context switching, no portal hopping. Let's see how we are enabling write actions safely in Entra Copilot. Prompts often fail due to permission issues. These admins often have eligible roles that they can activate into to get access and continue in their investigations. Entra Copilot keeps admins at least privilege while at the same time enabling them to get their investigations and tasks done, all within the Copilot chat window. In this demo, Mamta has a few eligible roles in this tenant. Without having an active assignment for the required role, she doesn't get access to review logs or perform any security investigations in this tenant. Copilot comes back stating that she is not authorized and does not have sufficient permissions. Copilot detects the permission gap, checks for eligible roles, and proposes a just-in-time access for the security reader role. It pre-populates a short duration and justification for admin approval. Depending on her task for the day, she chooses to activate the reports reader role to ensure least privilege. Copilot comes back and asks her to activate the role. Copilot submits the activation request. After the role reviewer reviews and approves, she has the required permissions to see the response to this prompt. After her tasks are complete, she can ask Copilot to deactivate her role. Copilot performs the deactivation and confirms that the admin is back to a least privileged role. There is always human approval before any write action can be performed. Next, let's dive into Security Copilot prompt books. You may already be familiar with these. The Security Copilot prompt book help you look across your security products. In the standalone experience, you can query across products, our Microsoft security products, as well as third-party products that have Security Copilot plugins. With cross-product prompt books, Copilot can reason over information across these various products such as Entra, Intune, Defender, Sentinel, Purview, and more. Copilot can bring you the insights without needing you to jump across portals. As Microsoft, we provide global prompt books that you can use as is or edit and update based on your requirements. You can also create your own prompt books using natural language prompts without needing to worry about or have in-depth knowledge about which security product, which blade, which API, and so forth. Copilot does this heavy lifting for you. Let's dive into an example prawn book, the Microsoft User Analysis prawn book. This global prawn book can be used by an IT admin to analyze and get detailed insights about a user, their associated devices, and activities across multiple Microsoft 365 products. This includes sign-in and authentication data from Microsoft Entra ID, device information from Intune, unusual activity details from Microsoft Purview, and a Microsoft Defender summary highlighting important detections. Using the response from these prompts, you can deduce faster on whether the user being investigated has been performing suspicious activities, so you can focus on your next steps towards securing your system. SCU Calculator. Many of you have asked about the Security Copilot SCU Calculator. We put together this calculator to help you with an estimate based on your potential usage, how many admins will use it, which security solutions, etc. Let's look at an example estimate. Let's say that I have one admin each for Defender, Purview, Intune, and Entra, and an additional admin that uses standalone. Using these numbers, the calculator tells me that I might need about 6 SCUs and how I can split it between provisioned SCUs and overage SCUs to meet my total budget needs. So definitely give it a try. Next, let's dive into our Entra agents. Handing over to you, Maggie.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mamta. Before we start the discussion, let's move into the next slide to understand what an agent is. So, to understand what an agent is, we need to break down its component and function. So, at the core, we have the LLM or large language model, which processes input and generates output. Instructions guide the agent's actions, while tools are the resources that it can utilize to perform the task. The agent interacts with various elements, including the system events, user messages, and tools results. All of these to create a seamless experience. Memory plays a crucial role, allowing the agent to retain information and improve its responses over time. This holistic view is essential for grasping the complexity and capability of the agent in modern application. Let's move to the next slide. So managing identity and mitigating risk is a complex challenge. We understand that. But AI-driven identity solutions have the potential to revolutionize organizational security. By automating critical tasks such as identifying policies, resolving compliance issues, securing employees' access through intelligence agents, AI significantly enhances protection. This leads to substantial time saving, increased efficiency, and scalable security for IT professionals. As AI continues to advance, we foresee a growing ecosystem of agents interacting with identity systems. These include identity security agents for authentication and access control, policy and compliance agents for automated enforcement, governance agents for managing identity lifecycle, help desk agents for automating IT support, and user agent for delivering seamless access experience. This evolution signals the beginning of a new era in identity management, one where AI drives efficiency, strengthens security, and streamlines operation across enterprises. So let's go ahead and move our first agent. So let's start by introducing the Conditional Access Optimization Agent, a powerful tool designed to enhance your security posture of your organization. This agent is today generally available for you to use whenever you're ready. The Conditional Access Optimization Agent plays a crucial role in ensuring that every user and application within your organization is protected by a robust conditional access policy. Drawing on the best practices aligned with the Zero Trust Security Framework and leveraging insights from Microsoft Extensive experience, these agents provide tailored recommendations for policies and changes to enhance just defenses. Specifically, the agent evaluates the key policies such as requiring multi-factor authentication, enforcing device-based control, and blocking legacy authentication methods and device code flow. Additionally, it reviews all of the current enabled policy and identities opportunities and identify opportunities to consolidate similar policies, streamlining your security management. When suggestion is identified, the agents allows for one-click remediation, making it simple to update and associate policies efficiently. So let's take a look at a quick demo.
We know that managing conditional access policies at scale is challenging, to say the very least. Not only do customers manage hundreds of policies, but you also have to keep them up to date with new users and applications being added to your environment every day. Without proactive oversight, this can cause gaps to form, leaving parts of your environment exposed. This is where the conditional access optimization agent can help. The agent helps you stay ahead of these changes by evaluating a number of scenarios. First, we see that it continuously analyzes your tenant, detects users and applications that are unprotected by conditional access policies. It also flags these potential gaps and helps you remediate with single clicks. It looks for new apps and users added in the past 24 hours, determines if they are in scope of conditional access policies, and determines if there are any recommendations needed to close gaps. It goes even further and identifies non-optimal policy configurations, such as break glass accounts that are not excluded or too many exclusions in any policy. Now let's see the agent in action. I'll start by reviewing the agent findings in the suggestion list. Here, the agent recommends adding 16 new users to an existing conditional access policy. It even provides a natural language summary explaining the change, explaining why it's needed, and its potential impact on end users. The great thing is, if I need more context, I can simply ask. The chat with agent experience lets me request and receive more details, including the user impact, the impact to the zero trust posture, and more. Now I'll select review policy changes to drill deeper. This shows me the proposed changes in line or a side-by-side comparison in a JSON view. Before approving, I'll return to the recommendation summary. A ticket for the proposed policy update has been automatically created in ServiceNow. With this in place, the change is being properly tracked in ServiceNow, and I can approve the change with a single click, knowing that I am in compliance with my organization's change management requirements. Finally, the agent has created a recommendation flagging a policy linked to an unexpected spike in failed sign-ins. It has already investigated the root cause and provided a clear, actionable report for me to review and act on. Now in a new organization, we can see that the agent has tailored its recommendations based on this organization's unique needs. Here, we see the agent suggests enabling a critical policy using phased rollout. As we review the details of the phased rollout plan, I see that the agent has designed a strategic plan to gradually enable the policy to minimize end user disruption. The plan includes 5 phases, each leveraging appropriate groups to slowly expand the policy's coverage until it is fully deployed. I can review the plan, understand the reasoning, and make adjustments before rollout begins. Once I approve, the agent initiates phase 1 and automatically progresses through all phases, pausing when it detects impact to end users. We are making improvements every week, so stay tuned for the latest updates. Thank you.
Perfect. So now let's move on to our next agent, now in public preview, is the Access Review Agent. So the Access Review Agent assists end users to complete access review with greater speed and accuracy by guiding them in Microsoft Teams with natural language, insights, and recommendation. This is the first stepping stone towards accessing or towards Access Manager Digital Colleague with the help of human requesting, approving, and reviewing access, and ultimately autonomously enforce least privilege access governance. So let's dive into a quick demo.
In some departments, employees must complete hundreds of access review every quarter. The result? Reviewer fatigue and increased risk. Wouldn't it be nice if you had a digital colleague to do the heavy lifting for you and help you stay compliant? The new Access Review agent in Microsoft Entra brings AI-assisted access review directly into the Teams chat of your reviewers for access reviews that are more accurate, faster, and less annoying. Similar to how you would start our other agents, you would go to the Entra Admin Center and quickly enable the Access Review agent. You can easily choose for which of your existing access reviews the agent should get to work and analyze them. For example, critical applications, groups, and access packages under regulatory compliance. So by the time your reviewers are ready to conduct the access review, the agent can offer intelligent recommendations based on insights such as previous review decisions, recent role and responsibility changes, and actual access utilization. And the heavy lifting has already been done. So now let's see what a reviewer sees. Instead of opening a bunch of web pages to click a series of boxes, the conversation begins with the agent helping the reviewer determine which review to tackle first based on the due date. Once the reviewer agrees with the prioritization, the agent provides an overview of its recommendations. These recommendations are based on all the data points the agent analyzed earlier. The agent then guides the reviewer through the review by summarizing decisions which have the same recommendation and justification. Let's take a look at the interesting parts of the conversation. The agent recommends revoking access for Rory because their employment has ended and they haven't signed into their account in over 30 days. The reviewer accepts the recommendation and the agent moves to the remaining users in the review. The agent also recommends retaining access for 5 users because their reporting chains align with typical access patterns for this resource and they have recently signed into their accounts. Lastly, for Aaron, we can see the agent recommends revoking access not only because his account is deactivated and hasn't been used, but also because he recently had a job or role change. The agent will always provide the reasoning behind its recommendations, but at any point, the reviewer can ask the agent for additional details so they fully understand the reasoning or receive additional information required for their final decision. The reviewer is also empowered to adjust the review approach and, for example, tell the agent to approve access for all accountants in the finance department, which are part of the review. Once the review is finalized, the agent confirms that the access review is complete and provides a summary of all actions taken. Completing access reviews is incredibly important for staying secure and compliant. Now the agent is performing the heavy lifting for your reviewers and helps them gain additional clarity.
Perfect. Now hand it back to Mamta.
Thank you, Maggie. To summarize, with the power of Security Copilot in Microsoft Entra, our generative AI-powered assistant can help you streamline many of your daily tasks and operations across Microsoft security products. You can use Security Copilot in Entra, Intune, Purview, Defender, Sentinel, and third-party solutions. Give it a try and let us know as we engineer new capabilities to meet your security and ID challenges. To get started, please look at our Learn documentation on Security Copilot in Microsoft Entra. With that, we are at the end of our content presentation today. So who has the first question?
Thanks, Mamta. There was a question that came through earlier, and maybe you guys can expand on it a little bit. Somebody would just like to know how Entra AI can address proactivity and digital automated responses to prevent identity and access management breaches and notify workflow through proactive triggers.
It's a very long, complex question. Can you say it in or?
I think they're looking there. It says, how can Entra AI be more proactive in just triggering automated responses?
For that, you can either use prompt books or you can have some of our latest agents. So we showed you some agents today, and there will be a lot more announcements coming out at Ignite. So please stay tuned for our Ignite announcements and our Ignite sessions. And you will see how moving into AI agents will help with proactive detections and automation on many of the tasks.
Do you know what the permissions were required for the agent in Entra to have access to access reviews?
Yes, it is published in the Learn documentation. Go ahead, Maggie.
Yes, like as you mentioned, it's in the public documentation. We have added within the access review settings, that's a new settings that says agents review. That's the one that you need to toggle on to enable for the agents to be able to see that access review when the time comes to execute the access review.
That's great. I would say someone is asking about MSSP support in Copilot. If you could just ask that, it's a very broad question that would take a lot more time to dive into than what this session is for. But if you would be so kind as to put your contact information into a Q&A that we will not publish, and just so that we can have that and maybe contact you separately, we have a partner team that can possibly engage with you to discuss MSSP support. There's a question here on security awareness and GRC compliance agents. Does anybody have any?
Yeah, so our first approach to like a governance agent is the access review agent. So I would encourage everybody to go ahead and check out the access review agent. So from the governance perspective, that agent is aiming to help you with the recertification process, so you can be more efficient and faster towards taking actions whenever you have those big access review with ton of users that you need to approve or deny the recertification.
Okay. Thanks. Someone just asked, how can an MCP server be integrated with Microsoft Sentinel to optimize incident response and threat detection? This isn't an Entra-specific question, but there is a Sentinel MCP server available. I'll just post the link to that in your question there. And then, of course, what I would say is, Security Copilot is a plugin system designed to take inputs from all kinds of different things. So if you have a custom MCP server, you could look at building your own YAML or JSON for a custom plugin into Security Copilot. Lots of questions on getting started with Security Copilot. So just as a verbal refresher for everybody, to get started with Security Copilot in your tenants, you just need to make sure that you provision one security compute unit, or SCU for short. And once you provision that SCU in your tenant, all the Security Copilot experiences will be unlocked for you. So that means, Entra, as well as the standalone portal, Intune, Purview, and Defender as well. Not interrelated, but I'm going to go ahead and address it as well. Someone asked about the auto generation for Defender incidents, being able to turn that on or off. I tried to look for documentation for that. I know that is going public preview this week, rolling out to tenants. Should be there by next week. In the settings, you will find an option to turn off the Defender auto generation. And I don't see any additional questions, so I think what we can do is go ahead and wrap up. But I want to thank Mamta and Maggie for being our guest today and sharing all this great information. And thanks to everybody that helped out with for Q&A and providing any resources and information. So for all the listeners that are still online, make sure that you visit us at aka.ms/securitycommunity to sign up for future webinars like this, delivered by our engineering teams, so you can make sure that you get great insight into all the upcoming features and how to properly use them. So I just want to thank you all for being here and joining us on this webinar, and we hope to see you again next time. Thank you.